Yes. Jackson, good news.
Ooh, I like news.
I won it.
Yes.
It's Balloon Party 101 ESPN. It's presented to you by Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota. My name is Timothy Michael McKernan. That's Jackson Bennett Burkett. And Jackson has prepared a series of 6 questions on today's show that will make you think, I think. Where are you going? What are you leaving?
No.
Okay, Jackson has just gone under the council. I guess he's bringing props to today's show.
No, I just got to charge my laptop.
Could have done that in the break. Could have done that before the show.
Long break.
I wonder if Rockio's still close. Is he around, Mike? Just talk to him.
But he went to CBC.
What's that matter? Why would that? Well, because it's not Ladue?
It's not.
Jeez.
If you want a CBC guy on the board, it's your business.
You know what? I don't judge people by where they went to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, what are your questions titled today?
Today's the Little Piddles Weekend Rewind.
The Weekend Rewind?
Yeah, just taking a look back at the weekend. And, that's just a part of it. I wouldn't say that's the bulk of it. The meat of it is big picture macro questions about the world of sport.
Wow.
But, things happened over the weekend.
They sure did. The Cardinals took 2 of 3 in Atlanta.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
Here come the Cardinals, they finna win. Dun, 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 dun. Here come the Cardinals, they finna win. Dun, 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 dun. Here come the Cardinals, here they come. Here come the Cardinals, they finna win the whole thing. I put a bet on the Cardinals to win the World Series in the National League over the weekend. I put a bet on the Pirates to win the World Series in the National League over the weekend. And those 2 clubs are going to meet over the next 3 days in Western Pennsylvania.
What's up, bitch Keller? Paul Skeens tomorrow.
Paul Skeens tomorrow.
Versus Lance Lynn. That could go poorly for the Redbirds.
Wow.
But I'm rooting for him. Hey, brief aside.
Sure, I'm taking brief asides.
The Atlanta City Connects, pretty gorgeous.
I had a feeling you would like those.
Pretty good.
That's what they were wearing back. Were they wearing that in 1982 when the Cardinals played them in the NLCS?
They certainly have that retro look, but it's like...
Is that what Hank Aaron was wearing?
Yes, that is for sure. Those look really good. And I'm not positive. It said the A on it, right? So I was assuming it's their City Connect. I'm not positive it was just
a sharp look.
If it was just their retro jersey, then different story. But if that is their City Connect, do that. More of like an ode to a throwback, but still like more modernized. That's a better idea than whatever they're doing with like the Boston one. Oh, God.
A lot of people are in that YouTube chat already, including Bazooka Tooth 75, and he says Jackson dances exactly like I'd expect him to.
I don't know what that means.
I'm just reading what's in there. I don't interpret. I report.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like the tooth on it from who was that?
Bazooka Tooth 75.
Bazooka Tooth. Wow. All
Jackson's a better singer than dancer. Many men
disagree.
That's from your mom's boyfriend.
I can really cut up a rug. I know I can't sing. I know I can dance. What you just saw was just like that wasn't even scratching the surface. That was just
I was so locked into my vocals that I wasn't even paying attention to your gyrations.
Yeah, I was just kind of shuffling back and forth. I like to feel the rhythm.
Pirates at plus 8,000 to win the National League. I'm like, what are we doing? I got to fire a ball. I said to my wife, and I got on the phone with counsel. I said, I have a fiduciary responsibility to my family, don't I?
Yeah, the problem is the Phillies and Dodgers loom.
I understand, but they would probably have to play one of those in the first non-best of 3 thing.
Right. Yeah.
They call that the NLDS.
The first 4 in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I think it was Ben Frederickson's column this morning, and he's so right in the Post-Dispatch. Just get into the bracket.
Yeah.
Like we're now at a point where we're calling it the bracket. After 162 games, we're just getting into the tournament. Anyway, I can't help myself. If you issued a ban of me bitching about the MLB postseason format, I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I could do it every day.
I kind of have a question in that variety, in that vein today.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear the weekend wrap-up. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jackson Bennett Burkett. He went to Ladue. He despises Christian Brothers College. Go ahead.
So I'm going to start out with something that happened over the weekend. A micro topic, but there's macro on the
implications
on the back end. Yeah. Were you a fan of the Cardinals moving Paul Goldschmidt down to 7 in the lineup yesterday for the first time as a Cardinal? How do you think most superstar upper echelon players would react to that whilst they are struggling? And do you think he'll stay there for the next stretch of games, or do you think he will fluctuate back and forth?
if I were the manager, the general manager, I don't care, to answer question number 2. This is not CYC. Not everybody gets to play. You perform, you play. You don't, you get moved down or you're on the bench. That's the way it is. That's what the money's for, John Hamm.
Right. But I think with someone like Goldie, you might be like, well, you got to keep him in the lineup because if he does get right, he's obviously an absolute weapon.
I understand. Let me take you back to 2001. You were watching that team closely when you were 2.5.
Yep, that's right.
2001, Jackson, might have been the last time the Cardinals were in seller mode before 2023, which is really saying something.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And you, of course, remember the Jason Christensen trade.
Hayden Christensen, he played Anakin Skywalker.
That's correct, and this is his brother Jason, who pitched for the Pirates and then the Cardinals.
Nice. Not a great actor, but...
And his brother Jason was a left-handed reliever. And a delightful guy, by the way.
Okay.
And the Cardinals traded him away. The Cardinals were not thinking that 2001 was going to lead to any glory. Matter of fact, was it August of 2001? Because you were 2.5.
August 01.
Cardinals had a game. I don't recall who they were playing, but Ray Lankford decided not to show up that evening. And, yeah, you're right. You're pointing to Bristol right here on Olive in the Creve Coeur area. And I got a call because I don't think that we were enjoying texts at the time from, and I'm plugged in all over town.
Right, you have sources.
I'm a big wheel in the market. At 24, I had established reputations throughout the market.
Yeah, master of whispers.
At bars. And one of my degenerate friends goes, hey, is a Cardinal game still going on tonight? And it was like 80 degrees and sunny. And I go, as far as I know, I'm at Busch Stadium. He goes, well, Ray Lankford's at the bar here. And I go, is that right?
Yeah.
So being the investigative reporter, the Herb Humphreys of my era,
right.
I immediately said to KMOV at the assignment desk, I said, get me a photographer. We've got some journalism to do.
Yeah.
And I head out to Bristol right here, a few doors down from where we are.
Do they give you a siren at KMOV, like if you're chasing a news story?
I always got police escorts. And sure enough, as I get there, I walk in and he's there, and Ray looks at me like, oh, like, how in the hell do you know? Then he walks out, we get video, he doesn't want to talk. I go back down to the ballpark, and the Cardinals game's over. I say to Tony La Russa, I think just me and him, I don't think I did it in the press conference. I said, hey, where was Ray Lankford tonight? No, I don't know. So I saw him at Bristol off Olive. He goes, all right. The Cardinals parted ways with Ray Lankford. They acquired Woody Williams, and they took off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, why answer that question about Paul Goldschmidt hitting 7th with Ray Lankford at Bristol in 2001 in the Woody Williams trade? Why? Because you can point to Woody Williams being acquired, even though the Cardinals wanted Sterling Hitchcock and the Padres didn't want to part with him, so they gave him Woody Williams. The Cardinals just wanted to unload a guy who was enjoying libations during a game. But also, key in that season, and a team that I think could have actually beaten the New York Yankees and won the World Series had they gotten past the Diamondbacks in the first round, who did win the World Series, is Tony La Russa having the courage to move Mark McGwire down in the lineup. And now we are full circle. And so, therefore, when I saw the Cardinal lineup come out yesterday morning, I thought, you know what I did? I stood and I slow clapped because I was bored by the British Open.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I go, okay, I'm just going to stare at the lineup for the Cardinals and go, good for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and you slow clapped.
I know that wasn't easy, and I thought 2001.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
When you order fish, like you can have any fish in the sea, what are you usually getting? Like you going crab leg, lobster would count?
I've never had lobster in my life. I'm from Tam Avenue.
You've had imitation crab, though.
Sure. I'm a meat and potatoes guy.
Right,
So to me, fish is something for the elite.
Cod.
Right, if I do. Yeah, whatever they have at the St. Gabriel Fish Fry.
Yeah,
that's
walleye.
That's what I have. Whatever it is, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Van de Kamp's.
You've
Miss Paul. Is it Mrs. Paul? She get divorced. Miss Paul?
Doug, but I think you've told me at least the rule is trout's terrific.
Matt Weiner, now of TNT. It was me, Martin Kilcoyne, and Matt Weiner. Rams trip to Seattle. Was that 2000?
Yeah, right before the Langford deal.
And we were at a restaurant in downtown Seattle, and I think Martin ordered salmon, and Matt Weiner said, ooh, I hate salmon. He goes, or maybe I like it. He goes, no, I always remember this. Trout's terrific, salmon sucks.
That's nice. And that
just shows the importance of alliteration in our lives.
Well, it's tough to remember these things, and that's nice.
Yeah, alliteration. So my wife has salmon a couple times a week, and I still, 23 years later, bring up trout's terrific, salmon sucks. And I'm sure she's like, man, that's so funny because it was hilarious the first time 17 years ago.
Yeah.
But now you're still saying it.
Yeah.
And it's from Matt Weiner.
I think
a quarter of a century ago.
She appreciates the consistency.
It can't be annoying.
No, I can imagine. All right. Well, that was a nice little discussion about Goldie and fish.
No, it covered it all. Did you have any other questions in there? Any other stories you want?
You think he's going to stay there?
I hope not.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah. I like it.
You can't, man, I just perform. Mm-hmm. And then you get to play.
Yep.
And then you get to hit in the middle of the lineup. If you're not, this isn't CYC.
Right.
This is based on accomplishment. And if you're not happy about it, that's what the money's for.
Right.
Surprised that doesn't resonate. Were you not a Mad Men guy?
No,
Really?
not a Mad Men guy.
What's that about?
I still think I can get into it. Like I would.
Well, it's been over for a decade. Boy.
Yeah, but I didn't watch Sopranos till it was done for like a decade and a half. So I can still get into stuff later.
I'm surprised that you're not familiar with it, being
No, I know.
The entertainment and cinephile fan that you are.
I've seen like parts, like I've seen episodes, like half a season maybe, but I've never dived completely into it. You know, and
you're uncomfortable with the booze and the womanizing. You find it to be inappropropriate and not correct.
Yep. So I've written a lot of letters to the people at AMC. Right? Yeah, and they respond well. But right now, I mean, we're in the depths of great television on right this very second. So who's got the time?
What are the shows that I should be watching?
Hot D, House of the Dragon.
I have zero interest in that.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Do you really think I would like that?
Yeah, you like Game of Thrones.
It left such a foul taste in my mouth.
But this story has already been completely written by George R.R. Martin, so they'll never stray from source material. Well, they'll stray a little bit, but they have the source material, so you won't run into a season 7 or 8 problem with Game of Thrones. And it's great. I really do think you like it. The Bear.
I'm watching The Bear.
Yeah, and then The Boys, which just wrapped up season 4, which is really good.
All right, there it is. There's Jackson's show recommendations for you. Boy, the YouTube chat is firing. Mad Men is the best timepiece work that's been ever created. That's from A.J. Brown.
Probably not, but you can have. But that's your opinion. That's cool.
Well, are you going to counter with another show?
So just like any period piece ever.
Different strokes.
I'll give you There Will Be Blood.
Okay, A.J. Brown's going to come after you.
Okay, there's just no way. It's not better, but okay.
Piddles didn't watch Mad Men because he was too busy watching Gossip Girl. That's from your mom's boyfriend.
Didn't see either of the programs.
Is that Leighton Meester?
Yeah.
Leighton Meester?
Yep. I know. The Gossip Girls has a big contingent of people who love it.
A lot of Balloon Party listeners love Gossip Girl.
Doubtful.
All right, Jackson, they're not happy with your opinion on this thing.
But it's my opinion. That's you can't be unhappy with my opinion. You can't tell me how I perceive things.
It's like when people argue about sandwich shops in St. Louis.
Oh, God, yeah. It's St. Louis versus Kansas City.
Do you have a problem when people do that argument and then they call them sandwiches?
Yeah, I do. I really do like that, actually.
So you like it?
I just don't get that work. I like a lot of sandwiches. Or sandwiches. Take your pick. I don't think there's really a lot of
What's
bad
your
ones.
Mount Rushmore of St. Louis sandwich places? Go.
Adriana's, Gramophone, LeGrand's, and Blue Sea Deli.
I think that's a really nice Mount Rushmore, and I think you just brought people together right there.
That's Adriana's, though, is the king. That's
really nice. That's
that
a
wears
nice.
The crown. That wears the crown.
That's nice, but here's the thing. I grew up, again, meat and potatoes guy. LeGrand's was where we would grocery shop.
Yeah, I get that.
And people are like, what are you, a Bowery boy?
LeGrand's is great.
But it was Binder's, Tomboy.
Right. Yeah, they still have that little market in there.
They do.
Yeah. And I've got
it wasn't like that. There were aisles of food, but obviously it's a tiny place for those of you who've been there. But I'll tell you, right, Southside and Mom's Deli.
Great picnic sandwich, the best picnic sandwich.
And Mom's Deli, polarizing topic with,
it gets people
with
really
the
going.
sandwich community.
It's really weird. It's really weird.
If you say sandwich, good chance you really get worked up about somebody saying they like Mom's Deli.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what to tell you. All I know is I've been around long enough to see this.
Yeah.
But Adriana's, Gramophone,
Blue
City Deli.
Yeah.
A lot of people get mad if you don't include Joya's, and that probably is going on in the text inbox and the chat. I'm just telling you how things work.
I live right by it. Not in my Mount Rushmore.
Wow. There's the Joya's sponsorship dollars.
I think
now you're going to sell out.
No, I think they appreciate honesty. I think people appreciate honesty.
Is that right?
Yep. Undecided by money.
You're undecided by?
Yeah, I'm unfiltered. This is Jack Unfiltered.
Joya's is better than Mom's. That's from Bazooka Tooth 75.
Okay. I'd agree.
All right.
Well, I like Mom's. The Mom special on a picnic, delicious.
You do a lot of picnicking?
No. Eat outside with the bugs, no thanks. But, you know.
You just said on a picnic.
Yeah, like idealistically. Like if I were to paint a picture, it's me and a picnic with a Mom's Deli sandwich.
Would you like to join Jackson on a picnic and enjoy a Mom's Deli sandwich? We're going to do an on-air contest, 314-399-9646, Air Comfort Service text line. Another contest is coming up this Saturday. The Fast Lane will once again square off against the Rizzuto Show from 105.7 The Point at this year's softball home run derby hosted by the O'Fallon Hoots at Carshield Field in O'Fallon, Missouri. There will be a fast pitch home run derby that night featuring Rick Ankiel, Brian Jordan, and more MLB alumni. General admission tickets are on sale now for just $15. The Home Run Derby is brought to you by Swiss Air Heating and Cooling, Faster House, and Zwickle Light. Get all the details on this Saturday's O'Fallon Hoots Home Run Derby now at 101ESPN.com. More of Jackson's weekend wrap-up coming your way. Your Mount Rushmore sandwich shops in St. Louis. And do you say sandwich? And then do you not like Mom's Deli if you say sandwich? I think you're going to see there's an indirect correlation there. Keep an eye on that.
All right.
314-399-9646. And the YouTube chat is active as the day is long. 102 people are in there talking it over right now.
Sometimes I'll say sandwich.
I see that one. I see sandwich. 101 ESPN YouTube channel. All right, this is Balloon Party, 101 ESPN. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt Alton Toyota, the places that I go, my family goes. My mother-in-law just got a car from Munganess St. Louis Acura last week. Can't say enough good things about the people I've gotten to know at Munganess St. Louis Acura and Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. If you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, that's the place to do business with. Presenting sponsor of this program, official automotive provider over at TMA and the official automotive provider of my podcast, the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota. If you are in the market for a new car, they have a deal going on right now for our listeners. Here it is, Jackson. $589 a month, brand new 2024 Acura MDX Premium. No money down. Oh, my goodness. What a deal that is. It's stlouisacura.com. It's altontoyota.com. It's the best. It's Munganess. St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Welcome back to Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Jackson gave his Mount Rushmore of sandwich shops in St. Louis, and it is controversial this morning. Ledoux boy has to like Grassi's.
I do.
Dan Jansen. That's you're going to meet him in the squared circle.
I love Grassi's.
At Guns and Hoses.
Yeah, you see me there every year.
You're fighting people.
No, I just like hanging out.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And smoking darts. No, the Grassi's is others receiving votes. It's one of my favorite spots.
What do you go with?
I like the salad. Like the sandwich is great. Don't get me wrong.
God, what a dandy.
But the salad.
Grassi's. Oh, what are you going to get? You're going to get the chicken parm. You're going to get the meatball. You're going to get the French dip. No, I think I'll have the salad. What are we doing out here today? Where is Rockio? You know what? I do need a CBC guy, I think.
I'm not going to make a joke there, but I easily could.
I don't know what that means.
He knows.
All this passive-aggressive humor directed toward other producers who are doing shows that are larger than a 1-hour midday show.
Yeah, and better at that.
Damn right.
I love Grassi's, but every sandwich comes with a salad, and the salad's really, really good. So, like, if we're
give me those seasoned fries, though.
I do really like the fries there, too.
So you get a salad and fries. Counterintuitive.
No, it's a good combo.
You think there are a lot of people who go there and get salads and fries?
Well, people are trying to, like, hedge, you know. Feel a little bit better, but I need a little fry.
What's question 2 of this weekend wrap-up?
Really bullish on this one, Tim. I think you're really going to like it. Sent to me kind of, the seed of the question was sent to me by a listener.
The seed?
What the seed that then sprouted this idea in my mind.
Who's sending Jackson seed?
Yeah, identify yourself if you would. I can't remember the person's name, nor do I know if they want that out there. So if you're listening to this and you planted this seed, congratulations, because it's fertile. A listener emailed me an interesting concept I wanted to bring here. We talk a lot about the baseball playoffs and their merit in determining a true earned champion.
God, Jackson's just going to throw me a fastball.
Yeah, right down the middle.
Wainwright to Jeter.
Yep, grooving them. We have seen the strategy of just get in work effectively so far, especially in the National League. Something that the sport world talks about a lot is parity in championships. And it seems the consensus opinion is that they like parity a lot. My question is, for league sustainability across sports and to get the best possible product for consumers, is parity more about the teams that win or the strategy that got them there? You could, in theory, have the same team win 3 out of 4 championships like the Chiefs, but if their roster construction strategy or game plan is ever changing, is that still parity? Or if different teams arrive to the destination and win each year, but employ the same strategy, is that really parity?
We're getting to a point now where I'm going to have to snort 3 rails of Adderall just to follow these questions. As Joey Vitale said, a little long, huh?
Yeah, well, comprehensive. So my basic question is, if the same team is winning every championship, but they're doing it with different ways, different strategies, different ways to getting there, versus sports that have different teams win each year, but they put the same strategy in, what is actually parity?
You know what I'm going to isolate on is something that you would never think I'm going to isolate on from all that, because there was a lot of meat on the bone. And, is that meat tasty, boy?
Yeah, it's like the veal parm at Grassi's.
But you'll be enjoying a salad.
I like the salad.
With the fries. Sprinkling the fries in my
just
salad.
Put it
on top. What I've noticed is one of the core tenets of journalism, outside of just like preaching to your bubble and getting likes or ratings, is the use of the word seems.
Seems?
Seems gives, quote unquote, journalists, podcast hosts, bloggers, Twitter tweeters,
gives them cover.
Artistic license.
Yeah.
But you build, not you, this is the
royal you.
The royal you.
Yeah.
You're able to build a premise off of just like, here's my opinion that I'm going to insert, and I'll have artistic license by using the word seems. This was even done yesterday in a front page article on what many would consider to be a reputable publication. Seems. Front page. Seems. And this, that's my within the last 24 hours example, but I know that this goes on. And where did you use it in that question? And you absolutely had that typed out, I gather, right? It was early on. It was probably 2 minutes into the question.
Something that the sports world talks about a lot is parity in champions, and it seems the consensus opinion likes parity a lot. But that part, like, I could have taken that out. The question still remains.
No, I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. I like the question, but I'm just right now, my hypersensitive spot is seems.
Okay.
Which isn't you. This is a general thing.
Right.
One of the things that I get going on is when people operate an opinion based off of
A false premise.
A false premise.
Right.
And so seems is what is the current steal of the false premise in,
Yeah, I
I
see
can
what you're
speak
saying.
to American media, and this isn't limited to sports, seems. And so therefore, now that I've established the premise, even though I've done so with the seems, not with actual sourcing or reportedly, that's another way, now we're going to now do our whole show or a whole article based on this premise that we acknowledge by using the word seems is shaky at best. I personally do not believe that there is a consensus on liking that.
Okay.
I do not. Now, I'm not going to dispute that some people like it, but I personally do not. But I also would agree with, I don't know if I'm agreeing with it because it isn't a consensus, but I would concede this. I think the majority of people like having more teams involved in the mix, I suppose. And that was Pete Rozelle, the former commissioner of the NFL. That was his big goal for the NFL, is parity. What I have discovered, and I don't know what sports political party this puts me in, but my love for sport is rooted in games that matter. And so my declining interest in college basketball, my declining interest in Major League Baseball is that both regular seasons are essentially irrelevant. And that's what has played a role. And I also think specific to baseball, and I didn't realize it because I was thinking I was out to dinner with some friends on Saturday night and we were talking about it. And then one of the guys I was with, huge baseball fan, growing up, it's like, yeah, I couldn't even tell you the Cardinal lineup right now because I can name the guys, but I don't know where they're hitting. And I'm just like, I think a lot of people are kind of in that category, and they're YouTube TV people, but they're like, yeah, I don't even want to get Bally's. You know, we talked about the ratings decline on Friday, the 25% ratings decline. Here's one of the things. Let me ask you this if you miss it.
All right.
You're going to miss this. You know who sang that? Wonderful song.
You're going to miss this?
Yep.
Stevie Wonder.
Trace Adkins. One of my favorite artists.
Never heard of the person. Trey Songz.
Why is it always I got to be better than other people?
Trey Songz, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
No. Trace Adkins.
Okay. Trace?
Yes.
Like the Spanish word for three?
Sure, but I
Okay.
mean, this is a country artist, big, tall, strapping man, a man's man. He would never get a salad across. He's guaranteed.
Yeah, probably because he's heavy.
Why? Now, why are we doing that?
Well, I don't know. Just thought I'd throw a little barb.
This is what you're going to miss. You're going to miss this, Trace Adkins.
Okay.
Scoreboard watching. You doing any scoreboard watching on this Cardinal playoff thing?
Never.
No. You know why? Because everybody's still in it outside of the Rockies, who I could have told you back in March they won't be in it. And internally in the locker room, they'd be like, we're not going to be in it.
Yesterday on the broadcast, BT mildly mentioned that. He's like, well, I don't think anyone's really sellers because they're all right there within a game of each other.
Cardinals are in the playoffs, and then everybody else is a game back of them.
The most a team is back is like 4 games.
And I didn't realize how much I missed that. Now, I was so into it that I would be scoreboard watching in July. And I feel like I would go into the clubhouse and tell guys who actually were playing, I go, hey, Astros lost tonight. And they'd be like, oh, you're watching the scoreboard already. Like, oh, you little nerd boy. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you guys picked up a game on the Astros because they lost. It's like July, dude. Settle down. So, yeah, there's no point. What are we scoreboard watching on?
Right. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there.
And so...
Do that with college football. Do a lot of scoreboard watching there.
Why? Because the regular season matters.
Right. But to be fair, they play, and the nature of that game.
Well, that's my whole point. They play, what, a tenth of the games?
Right.
Yes.
Well, now we get back to the capitalistic competition threshold.
Yes, and you're exactly right, which is define that for the audience. Again, you use these big words and meat and potatoes people.
We're quickly approaching a place where competition is I think it's been secondary for a while, but it's painfully obvious that the competition nature of sport is totally outweighed by the capitalistic endeavors.
That's correct. And I think your master's thesis there is right on target. Seems drives me up the wall because it's artistic license to implement a BS opinion or take a tweet from a burner account and say, people on Twitter are saying, oh, who's saying it? Well, here's a tweet from Bill 659428.
Oh, I thought that was his measurables.
Might be. I don't know. I'm a 5'5" follow.
298. And by the way, I didn't mean to take an unnecessary shot. Trace Adkins. I have no idea who the person is.
Oh, are you catching hell for that?
Oh, you better believe it. Here, I'll read one for you. My God, who is this sidekick of yours, Tim? Kick him out of the studio until he comes back having listened to Trace Adkins.
Yep, you're
Holy
exactly
crap.
right. He sang the national anthem at Busch Stadium. Nice knowledge.
Yeah. So
Let's do a little show prep someday.
I didn't mean, probably a wonderful person, so I didn't mean to take an unnecessary shot.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I
Also-
think Rocky will be in here after the Sports Center update.
Yeah, well, don't let the door hit you.
I don't know what that means.
Just saying stuff.
Because he's going to be coming in, so why would the door hit him?
Well, swings one way, swings the other. Quick question about seams.
I'm taking questions.
All right, because I just had to buy a suit. It's wedding season.
Oh, so this is more like a homophone.
Yes, exactly. Why do the back pockets and like other pockets of nice clothes have the seams in there where you have to cut it open to access said pockets? It makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
Why?
I actually don't know.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I've been wearing the same pair of pants
Right. You
since
have
St. Gabriel's.
you have one wingdinger suit, just like Shooter in Hoosiers.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, I got a real
That's right.
wingdinger in there.
Yeah, sorry I'm not shopping at these nice places. I
Sure.
didn't even know that this existed.
Yeah, you live out in the woods, no power.
Making moonshine and pounding it.
Drunk as a
And then I
skunk.
come in here and I give my opinions.
You go to local high school basketball games and just fire it up and coach the team. Regardless, I just don't get why that happened.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know.
It's all right.
I haven't been at Mr. Guy recently. It's 10:38 in St. Louis. This time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers. This is a Balloon Party, 101 ESPN.
Hello, it's Piddles, Sports Center Update. And it's driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals win yesterday, winning the series against the Braves. Final score yesterday, 6-2. They split the doubleheader on Saturday. That's a season series win against the Atlanta Braves for the Redbirds. And hey, they're heading to Pittsburgh tonight, taking on the Pirates. Andre Palante on the mound tonight against the Pirates, 5:40, a little early on the first pitch in Pittsburgh. That was their Sports Center Update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
If I had it my way, we'd be playing Trace Adkins today.
I would have it. I'd do My Way, but the Sid Vicious version from Goodfellas. I really like that one.
What about the chairman of the board? What's wrong with the chairman of the board?
He's great, but it was a great choice by Marty Scorsese to do the Sid Vicious version.
Great choice.
It was a choice.
It's Balloon Party 101 ESPN. If you're unhappy with Jackson about this Trace Adkins comment, you are not alone. That's all I'll tell you. You are not alone. Michael Jackson.
I know that artist.
Unbelievable. Piddles couldn't hold Trace Adkins' jockstrap. It's from Tiny PP in the YouTube chat. You lose Tiny PP, that's a problem.
Well, a couple things. One, does he play a sport where he would be wearing a jockstrap?
I bet he did. And 6'6".
Yeah.
He's a real American. I am a real American.
What does that make me?
Fight for the rights of every man.
Mm-hmm.
I am a real American.
Is that one of his tunes?
You don't know that song?
No. I know our
Tanner
land.
around?
He knows that song about it. This land is our land.
No, this is Hulk Hogan's intro music.
Oh.
Rick Derringer.
Yeah.
Let's do some form of show prep.
I've been doing nothing but looking up Hulk Hogan over the last week.
Jackson, do you have another question here for today's Piddles weekend wrap-up?
Sure. Xander Schauffele hoisted the claret jug yesterday on the western coast of Scotland, winning both the PGA Championship and the Open in the same year, the first since Rory 10 years ago to do that. Before the year, many would say Xander was the best player sans major, and some question whether his nerves and disposition would allow him to cross that threshold of excellence. Now he has 2 in the bag and seems positioned for more. For athletes, how much of their success hinges on getting that proverbial monkey off their back, seeing one go in, taking the lid off the rim? Do you imagine many other athletes have the same mental block, and once it's shed, then we can see their true process unfold?
To answer the last one, absolutely. Phil Mickelson would be one that I think you could point to.
Yep.
He was in the Schauffele camp up until he won his first major. I found yesterday to be kind of boring. I don't know if you watched it.
So beautiful out in St. Louis. Like and I know it's in the morning, so like you can basically watch most of it before noon, but some about like it being so nice. Like I wanted to be outside. Certainly Saturday, I had no chance of watching it. I was outside all day.
Did you watch a WNBA All-Star game and were excited? I just saw you tweeting about Angel Reese's and you called it fit.
Yeah, I do a lot of tweeting about Angel Reese, and I ignore all nuance and any sort of critical thought when I do it. And
Okay.
I just grab for likes. Like
I
I'm at
guess
the
that
grocery
means
store.
you liked her fit. I don't know. I don't know. But here's the thing. Xander Schauffele was on the verge of winning the Players and then didn't close it out. He's been there many a time. In 2019, when Tiger won the Masters, he was there. And keep in mind, this is a guy who, was just kind of on the scene 7 years ago, but he's had many near misses. He breaks through. Who knows? I'm not sure he wins if he doesn't win the PGA Championship, I'm not sure he has the back nine he has yesterday. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, lifting the lid off.
Yeah.
There are some people who are just born with the clutchness. And the best local example I can think of is David Freese. But with regard to a golfer, which I think has so much mental because it's you yourself, it's isolationist and you're practicing, and also when you're out there and you're standing over a 7-footer to save par. And if I'm not mistaken, he had no bogeys and 6 birdies yesterday, while plenty of other players were fighting for their lives, including the number one in the world, Scottie Scheffler, having issues with his putting. So, yes, I think the lid has been lifted, and Xander Schauffele also has added distance to kind of get into some sports nerddom on the golf game. Even though he's comparable to my size, he's bombing it.
Yeah.
Huge part of the game right now. And he won the gold medal for the U.S.
He did.
4 years ago.
I sure did.
But Now that he's got 2 majors, this could be maybe we've got Scotty and Bryson and Xander showdown as the U.S. wins all 4 majors. I know you didn't like that, but I love seeing 3 Americans win all 4 majors. First time that's happened since 1982. You know what else happened in 1982?
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Right. That's exactly right. Your St. Louis Baseball Cardinals.
Yep.
Milwaukee Brewers.
Tim,
7 games.
Do you like guessing games?
Yeah.
All right. In true Doldrums fashion, ESPN.com ranked the 100 best athletes of the 21st century.
That was Doldrum season. I saw
big
that.
Time. Can you guess the top 5? In no particular order.
Look at it.
Oh, damn it. All right, never mind. I was going to have you guess the top 5 in no order, but...
Yeah, actually, I did see who number 1 was.
Okay.
So that's not fair.
Right. Okay. So can you guess 2 through 5? No order. It doesn't have to be.
For the record, Michael Phelps was 1.
Yes, Michael Phelps was 1.
No, just go ahead.
Serena Williams, 2. Lionel Messi, 3. LeBron James, 4. And Tom Brady, 5.
Okay.
That's your top 5. Now, can you guess the first St. Louis athlete, not from St. Louis, but played in St. Louis, who got ranked first?
I apologize to the audience. So just to make sure you know that I'm still here, you're going to hear me breathe deeply. Kind of like an obscene phone call. Albert Pujols.
Not a bad guess, but unfortunately not the correct answer. He was 24th. In 20th, Aaron Donald.
I have a tough time with that. But I know you'll be contrarian guy and say, "Oh, I think Aaron Donald should have been higher."
Well, that's assuming a lot. No, I think Albert should be like in the top 10.
Like Albert Pujols is one of the greatest players in the history of the game. His career didn't start till 2001, so it's all 21st century.
Yeah. And that year I got.
And I have respect for Aaron Donald taking the Rams nonsense out of the equation, but I have a really tough time with Aaron Donald being ahead of Albert Pujols. At the same time, I recognize this was probably done by 3 interns who were splitting ramen, somewhere in Connecticut. And we're told, hey, do this real quick because we got nothing this week.
Here's one. This actually might set not only our text line, the YouTube chat, but the entire city of St. Louis on fire. Albert was ranked 24th. The athlete ranked ahead of him at number 23, an NBA champion in 2008. One of the all-time greatest trash talkers, and known by his initials.
So Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett was ranked ahead of Albert Pujols.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm the world's.
Now you got Jackson mad.
I'm a huge NBA fan. There is in no world would Kevin Garnett ever be more of an impact player.
What baseball players were ahead of Pujols?
That's a great question, Tim.
Thanks. I'm sure Trout was.
Trout was not. Wow, Albert was the first baseball player.
And he was behind Aaron Donald and Kevin Garnett.
Yes. Nice. Albert is the first baseball player on the list. You got Lewis Hamilton, an F1 racer at 19. Surprised that a horse didn't make it.
That's a shot at Sports Century and Secretariat, but that was a great episode.
Yeah. He's the only baseball player in the Mike Trout at 30.
Yeah.
ESPN and baseball. What a love affair.
Yeah, I mean, and also it sounds like there's a little prisoner of the moment element with the recency.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the top I guess you can make the argument for Phelps, Serena, 1, 2. Leo Messi, I think, would have a real argument for 1 or 2. Brady and Braun both have a really good argument for 1 or 2.
Where was Tiger?
Tiger was, this is also going to fire people up. Tiger was 8th behind Simone Biles. It's like this is the anti-St. Louis.
Well, I mean, again, I recognize what this is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by that, I guess I should expound. I know you know what I mean, but it's like, hey, give it to the 3 interns and we'll tell them if they do a good job, we're going to give them a podcast. Because I've been there, except it wasn't a podcast. Like, we'll let you anchor on Sunday at 8 in the morning.
Well, for more money, right?
I'll do whatever. I need to drive to Fayetteville and do a quick interview with Nolan Anderson and then have him yell at me because he didn't agree to do it. And then I get to anchor on Sunday mornings and you'll pay me minimum wage. I'll do it.
Boy, holding the real mirror up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been there. Just as a quarter century ago, this is the new thing. And then it engages on Twitter. Can you believe we're ESPN? If this were a podcast, I'd be using profanity right now. But you know what? My kids are listening to this, and I don't want to have to explain to them why their father got so mad outside of the Trace Adkins thing, which I am still pissed about. We'll break. Final segment of Bloom Party. This is 101 ESPN. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency has 378 five-star reviews on Google. And he is my insurance agent, so I can speak firsthand to the quality that James and his staff provide. It's James Carlton, 314-961-4800. He is in Webster Groves, and I have been working with him now for 5 years. There is a good chance, really good chance, that your insurance went up over the last year. So you have nothing to lose by calling 314-961-4800. You will talk to a live person immediately, probably within 3 rings, I would guess. And that person is worth James Carlton. This isn't like some outpost where it's a answering center. And they're going to be able to tell you if they can save you money. And if you have kids who are driving but under the age of 25, that's where James has found he's saved the most for our listeners. 314-961-4800. Or go online at carltoninsurance.net. It's James Carlton at the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Back, Balloon Party 101 ESPN. So McKernan, Jackson, Burkett with you. Jackson, we have time for one of your trademark kickers.
I don't have anything, but I'll give you the quickest of anecdotes.
Gosh.
I played my first dynasty in college football, 25.
How'd you do?
Well, I'm doing like a bunch of rough draft ones before I do Mizzou. I want to make sure I'm ready for that. So I chose Stanford.
Oh, the Cardinal, Bill Walsh.
Yeah, I'll bring glory back to Palo Alto. And it really took the wind out of my sail. My first conference game was at the Carrier Dome against Syracuse. I was like, oh, God, we're in for a really weird time.
Stanford's playing at Syracuse.
And then the next was at Death Valley in Clemson. I was like, geez, this is not cool. This is not fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, first ACC opponent was at the Carrier Dome.
Oh, that's cool. Stanford's playing at the Carrier Dome. Why is that? Well, they're in the same conference.
It made no sense.
All right.
Like
we got to go. BK and Ferrario are up next. Jackson, we're up against it. It's 10:59. It flew by.
It always does.
Balloon Party 101 ESPN.